خالفتم أقوال الشيوخ فأنتم.
You, yes, I'm talking to you. You're an ambassador to Islam everywhere you go. And what better way to be an ambassador to your faith other than rocking a premium Moroccan Gandora or Jalaba as you see me rocking the Orthodox Muslim. Get yours today on chopandudus.com and support the Orthodox Muslim channel.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Are you watching their one as well?
Yeah, I was just taking a look, man. I don't know why they opened up their own live stream.
Guys, before you start, I want to say this, brother. I've spoken to him and Dean Dawa. If Dean Dawa is available, come on as well, please, if you can. I should have mentioned that to him.
I think Dean is it's very early. It's Fajr time in Australia.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, I sent him something. These two guys, mashallah, I spoke to them for the last 2 days. And I actually am very impressed. I don't usually say this or praise people. I'm only doing this for the sake of the da'wah, honestly. I feel like you guys have got, mashallah, excellent arguments.
Wow.
Yeah, and research skills. And you are able to give me information with this particular argumentation, which I really benefited from. It's only right if I mention this to you. You know, I really think that the community should get behind you, bro. I really, really think so. And I think that, mashallah, you and Dean and others that are up and coming, yeah, that I really want. What's your channel called for people to know what you're talking about?
The Orthodox Muslim on YouTube.
Orthodox Muslim. And the Dean one is called Dean Dawa.
Dean
yeah?
Response. Dean Response.
Dean Response. So these two channels, guys, wallahi, mashallah, these guys are doing a brilliant job. Yeah. Excellent job. And you've had debates, isn't it? I've seen some of your debates on the street, and they're very interesting debates, very good debates. So you can watch their debates. You know, it's enjoyable. I don't usually watch that, but honestly, it's fantastic. So let's get started, brother. What were they saying over there?
Yeah, so he was just debating random callers on the Islamic dilemma, right? So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Avery, right? Avery, he knows the Islamic dilemma doesn't work, and apparently it's the best Christian argument, and they keep arguing about this verse. Does it mean a corruption of interpretation? Does 279 mean they wrote new books, or does it mean they corrupted the Torah? But the point is, they know that when it comes to how the Quranic author interacts with the material found in the Torah and the Gospel, there's no way out of it. They admit it themselves.
Yes.
Orientalists admit it. For example, what you mentioned earlier regarding the prophecy of Joseph, that his brothers and his mom and his father will bow down before him, right? Gabriel Reynolds, who's an Orientalist, anti-Islam, I would say, he says in his book, he says about this in his book, that Muhammed saw, alayhi salam, he saw that the Bible does not have this prophecy fulfilled, therefore he edits it to have it fulfilled, right? So therefore, even Orientalists can't deny that the author is interacting with this material and consciously editing the material, correcting, in his perspective, whoever the author is, he's correcting this material, therefore he can't possibly be absolutely confirming the Torah and the Gospel. Avery knows this. That's why not Avery, not Sam, not David Wood, not Apus, none of those guys who talk about the Islamic dilemma over and over again, none of them are actually going to come on the stage and talk about
it as well, yeah?
Sorry?
Does Apus talk about this thing as well?
Yes, yeah, I think I've heard them talk about it before. Yeah, yeah, all of them talk. It's ridiculous, man. It's the best Christian argument, but they don't actually want to debate it. They don't want to debate it. That's the problem, right? So Avery could have come here and talked about it. This was his perfect opportunity to come and show up and talk about the Islamic dilemma. But
you're absolutely right, bro. It's the perfect opportunity. There's no excuse. They can go live simultaneously with us. We'll give them the link. They can go live. You can go live together. You can go. What's the problem? Look, at the end of the day, you know, I'm sorry to put it this way, but these guys do not have enough skin in the game to be putting things in their conditions. You know, come to my channel. Who are you? Like, you are not in a position where we're going to come to your channel. Like, who are you? If you say, okay, we're gonna, what do you call it? Share it. You go live and we go live. Fine, come. We'll share it. In the beginning, I was talking to Capturing Christianity, and I said to him, he said he wanted to moderate the debate with me and Sam Shimon. I said, fine, no problem. Just like he did with Craig. I said, no problem. He said, okay, this is the structure. I said, no problem. I said, this and that. I said, this is the deadline time, so long as you can make that. And then I said, okay, can he make Tuesday, which is today? He said, oh, he can't make Tuesday. What? Can you make Monday? He can't make Monday. I sent you the communications.
Yeah.
The guy, he said he's traveling on Monday and Tuesday. I don't know what country you would need that much travel, especially with a guy that you've been calling out that much. Right. He's been calling me out. Sam's been mentioning my name. You know, I'm right here. And honestly, now I'm saying it publicly. He will not get a chance. He will not get a chance to debate me until he debates you. Until he debates you. That's how I'm saying it now.
I don't know if you could read, right? Wait, let me just. These are the emails, right? See, I sent them. This was back in April 4th, Friday, April 4th.
This year.
Okay. I sent him an email, and I also did on my community post. So, peace be upon those who follow the guidance. I won't introduce myself because you already know who I am. This is a formal debate challenge, so your fanboys can see that you're a scam of an apologist. I gave him, or the anti-Nicene Fathers Trinitarians, Trinity versus Tawheed. We could do it.
He won't do that. He said it himself on the PBD podcast. He would only debate this dilemma. But you don't mind debating this dilemma, do you?
No. So this is the first challenge. I sent him another one later for the dilemma, all of them, right? But look what he responded, right? Look what he says. Stone liquor. You make. I don't even want to mention this. Now instead of barking like, you see this? You see this?
Yeah. That's why I had to go hard on him. That's why people don't realize who this guy is. He's a very violent individual. That's why I went harder. Like I'm telling you, he saw your content. He understood, because I spoke to you. I have just interacted with you and Dean for the last couple of days. I heard your arguments. You know, I found it thoroughly convincing to anybody, a neutral. Look, this stuff is not academic. People don't realize this. They would never be able to get any academic clout on this. If they published an article in some religious thing, it probably wouldn't even be acceptable. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. That's why no academic takes it seriously.
No. We're not gonna give them nothing, bro. Come here, bro. Is it £5,000? You think I need £5,000? Get out of here, man. I don't need no money from anybody. Yeah, I already got an £850,000 bill. Yeah, I've got £850,000 bill from what do you call it? Douglas Murray Solicitors or something. I'm trying to figure out what to do next with that one. What's £5,000 going to do to me? What's it going to do for me? What's it going to do for me? Tell me. Yeah, I got already £850,000 I have to pay apparently. Yeah, how am I going to pay that anyway? Yeah, so look, we're not here. Look, you guys can, you know, even if it was 50,000, even if it was 100,000, I'm not going to degrade myself to come here. You come here. You know that it's valuable. That's how much you know it's valuable. That's why you're offering me money. I'm saying you can go live. Come here. Orthodox is here. Orthodox is ready. Orthodox is ready. Orthodox, are you ready?
I'm born ready, man.
Born ready. Anytime. Born ready. Unlike 3-inch Shimon, he ain't gonna come, is he? Shimon.
No way.
Listen, I'm telling you. So his guys now have to that's it. They have to give up. His guys, number one, the guy is a rapist. Am I right, Orthodox? He's a rapist.
Not only is he a rapist, but he's mentally sick. He's lost his mind. I mean, you should see how he talks in front of his daughters on live stream. I swear to God. His daughter is beside him on his daughter, his little small daughter. I don't know how old she is.
Really?
Yeah. She's in front of him on live stream, and somebody comes up and he starts talking about your Shia mother and stuff like that. Like, bro, come on, bro. Your daughter is right there.
Unbelievable. Yeah, maybe he's trying to make a move on it. Honestly, this is what David
I wouldn't be surprised, man.
Yeah, David Wood said he's trying to make a move on his own daughters. That's what he accused him for. Why would a friend of yours say that? Why would he say he's incestuous? He desires his own daughters. Why would he say that? And then now you've got this. This is, subhanAllah, every accusation is a confession. They attack the Prophet with vehemency and vigor. If this is the person that's going to attack the Prophet in this way, you know that they're just talking about themselves. They're talking about themselves, and they're trying to use Islam and the Prophet of Islam as a convenient psychological projection scapegoat. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah, they're incestuous. They deal with the 13-year-olds. They have sex with the anal. They do this. They admit it. The guy, Apus, was telling him. I saw the video. Apus was telling Piswood, don't do it. Don't tell him. He's like, dude, whatever. I don't know what he said. He said, don't do it.
No, he said, dude, like, stop.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're exposing yourself.
Yeah.
Also, you forgot to mention David Wood, as his own lips are confessing against himself. You know what David Wood says? He says she's 13, but she had, excuse my language, that's what he said. I'm just quoting him. She had, so it was he felt fine to do it. Can you believe it?
So then surely, so what's his criticism against Islam then? If that's what he's saying, what's his criticism? He hasn't got a historical argument.
Libyan, let me know if this is right or wrong, yeah? Do you think the reason, look, if you think about it logically, it doesn't follow that for him to come out and confess this. I think he knows that Sam Shimon knew and he preempted it. Do you think that's maybe that? Because you know, if you think about it, if you think about it, he's done this long time ago. Yes, exactly. He's never come out with it. Why now? You know what that means? That means they both know each other's secret. David Wood knows that he his wife, that he beats his wife, that he's trying to sodomize his children. So what happened is he thought, you know what, this is gonna come from Shimon, let it come from me. Yes. So I think that's what happened. And you know what's so sick? That means, bro, imagine, imagine I know you do something haram and you know I do something haram, but we're like, no, we got each other's back because Habibi, because of dawah, whatever it is, bro, it's crazy. This is how filthy and dirty they are behind the scenes. And
incest against their own daughter,
bro.
This is the highest. This is the worst thing you can imagine. This is the worst thing. How can you guys talk about, bro, it's done, you're finished. It's done. You are absolutely disqualified. Do you know, let me tell you something, If there's a Christian, because Christians are good people, some of them. And the Quran says, look, we have no problem with Christians. Christians are a third of the world. What we're going to say about Christians, Christians are good people, some of them, The Quran even affirms we don't have any, we're not anti-Christian. There's no chance. We're not anti-Christian. We've got family members that are Christian, we've got friends we're interacting with Christians all the time. It's not about Christian. You're anti-Muslim apologist. That's what you are. Anti-Islam apologist. Exactly. Now, if your anti-Islam apologist friends on the comment section are now like cheering you on and go on Grapus Wood and go on Sam Shimon. You are cheering on a person who has admitted and confessed.
Self-confession.
That he up a 13-year-old or 15-year-old, whatever it is.
So it's not even an accusation. It's not even, we can say, you know what, because we don't do accusations. He said, she said. Listen, self-confession, even at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the man had to come and self-confess of the crime he done. But if there was any speculation, the Prophet would not do nothing about it. But when it's how could you confess? And so much so the Prophet ﷺ moved away. So you can see clearly how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala humiliated these people, and no logic, flipping Mr. Triangle Square guy, Okay, you flipping clown. You are there, you're watching this, you're a flipping clown, Are you gonna speak out against them? Are you gonna dissociate yourself from them? Yes? Rape a 13-year-old. Yes? Beating his wife, raping his wife. What happened to Christian morality, which you had none anyway? You supposed
apparently battered so badly that she sent pictures and was begging for help, bro. And they didn't help her.
You know what's so sick?
They didn't help her,
bro. David Wood and his wife knew about this information and still associated themselves, bro. If I am working with someone that I know done this, but I'll say, listen, I am free from this person. I'm not going to go into detail. I am free. You guys were working together. You went to Sheikh Uthman Farouk together, holding hands. Yes, you were friends.
No, they admit it.
Knowing that he raped his wife and used to beat her black and blue. You coward. You know what's funny, bro?
No, but bro, they should. This is. I don't think the guys understand how. The implications of this. In the United States, having sex with a 13-year-old is completely illegal. It's considered to be pedophilia. That's in the United States. Not only that, he admitted that it's without consent. In one of the instances, he admitted without consent. So this guy has confessed that he's raped somebody, and yet the police have not visited him, which means the girl that she probably or the woman or whatever she like, probably 25-year-old now, 26, 27. I don't know how old she is.
God knows what trauma he put her through.
No, but let's just say for the sake of argument, The girl, the woman, whoever she is and whoever she is, she's out there, yeah, and she might be abused. She might feel like she's been like she cannot come out and say anything about it.
Yeah.
The police have a job to do.
Yeah.
The police have a job. Do you know what the job is?
Yeah.
They have to force a confession out of this guy.
Yeah.
They have to go and say, who is that person that you dealt with? That's their job. If they leave him, we had Sami Hamdi being locked up for no reason in America.
Exactly.
And then you got Grapus Wood admitting in front of millions of people that I raped somebody. And the police in the United States of America do nothing about it. They should have, if it was me or you, what? The police will be on our door 1 hour. 1 hour. Come, let's interrogate the front page newspapers. What is this, man?
Not only that, check it out. Because Apus, the subhuman, he's been talking about the Prophet for a long time, right? He's been around for a long time. He gets caught with an Israeli girlfriend while on his trip to Israel, cheating on his wife. And then it doesn't stop there. His wife basically breaks up with him online on Twitter, and she gets a marriage proposal from another guy, and she accepts.
Bro,
he can't claim he's doing polygamy.
Bro, listen, can I tell you something, bro? No woman who has eyes will marry him. It was so much so Zionists had to give him a handler. You know a handler? That's his handler. Zionists are known for this. They give you these partners, etc., to keep you in check. Let me tell you something. They probably said, "Who's going to make this great sacrifice for the state of Israel?" And she probably said, "My love for my land is greater than this." Look at his face. I'm telling you, bro. Wallahi, I believe that woman said,
She was doing this.
bro, I promise you, if they went to a woman who cannot see, she would say, "You know what? I sense his disgusting face." Yeah, they found this woman, and let me tell you something. It's impossible, bro. You haven't seen the way he's dragging her, bro. He's like pulling her. Yeah, wallahi, how Allah humiliated. Let me say something. I do not know a woman who has eyes will marry this guy. Impossible. The fact that it's a Zionist makes perfect sense. You know why? Because for them, actually, they'll do anything for Zionism. Alhamdulillah. What a coward! What a disgusting man. Well, how Allah humiliated.
No, but the thing is, Akhi, like all of these guys, have you not noticed? I'm telling you, Akhi, subhanallah, all these guys, after you debate them, they have traumatic.
Of course, they are.
Yeah. Grapus Wood, from what I've heard, and I've seen some of it, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some of it, but it's so long. He does 3-hour streams about me every month, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Every month.
Do you know what he did then?
Every month for years he's doing it. That's
Bro, he's traumatized. Bro, it's like a bitter end.
Worse than that.
Bro, it's worse than that.
Worse than that.
A'udhu billah.
Worse than that, man.
A'udhu billah. No logic. Where are you? You coward. £5,000. You just proved how valuable
£5,000.
£5,000.
Is that all you can afford?
You coward.
That's peanuts, bro.
You're a coward.
That's peanuts. Give me some more.
Come here, let's slap you intellectually. Come, yeah. Remember when you came to my dial table, how you was, lost your composure? Yeah, you coward. Come
you
here.
Saw him, isn't it?
Bro, I like. But when I saw him, he looked like he saw a ghost.
I saw him get destroyed by a passerby.
Bro, everyone.
I saw some black brother.
Yeah.
Because about what? See that Orthodox?
Because it's God or knowing. Yeah, it's God or knowing.
It was an African guy.
Yeah.
He came in. He's not a debate professional, this and that.
Bro,
he said, okay, well, I can't know the story.
No, he said it's God or knowing. He goes, Jesus don't know it. He goes, what do they talk about? he goes about what?
And he couldn't even answer it.
But that was hilarious.
Oh, guys, it's been very enjoyable stream. Anything you want to add to the so-called dilemma, the Christian conundrum? Do you anything want to add to the Christian conundrum, bro?
Yeah, I do want to add something.
Yeah.
So the Islamic dilemma, you know how you said إطلاق الكل على الجزء earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how you can refer to something in total, but really intend parts of it. Right?
Yeah.
So in Matthew chapter 23, you know, this is actually backfires, right? Matthew chapter 23,
yes.
Jesus says, right?
Yes.
He says that the Pharisees and the teachers of the law sit on the seat of Moses. Now in Exodus and Deuteronomy, the seat of Moses is where Moses would sit and interpret the Torah and teach the Torah.
I've got it here. Look, then judgment. Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, the teachers of the law and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So you must be careful to do everything they tell you.
Everything they tell you. So check this out, right? Jesus says that the Pharisees sit on the authoritative seat of interpretation and that we ought to do everything the Pharisees teach. Now, the issue is, when you look at the Pharisaic teachings from the first century, from sources like Josephus, from rabbinic sources that are preserved by the early church fathers, which I have a live stream on later today, right? The early church used rabbinic sources like it was authoritative, right? And within the Gospels themselves, Jesus, he says that some of the Pharisees' teachings are made up and are not to be followed. So now you have the Christian dilemma. Jesus said, follow everything they tell you. So even more explicit in the Quran. The Quran says it confirms the Torah and the Gospel. Jesus says, follow everything they tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you are to follow everything the Pharisees teach, then Jesus is a false prophet.
And if you look at the commentaries, they'll say, well, how comes then, for example, Jesus contradicts the law, for instance, that, the slap, the eye for an eye, the slap, one cheek can give the other, wherever it may be.
Right. Not only that, there's a more explicit thing with regards to this. Jesus, according to them, abrogates the laws of divorce. Right? He says,
exactly.
In the time of Moses, you could divorce, give a certificate of divorce, etc. But now, if you marry a divorcee, you commit adultery, and you make her commit adultery.
So she was stoned at April's.
Right. You know what contemporary commentators and ancient commentators say on this? Check pulpit commentary, check Gill's exposition, check any commentary. You know what they say?
Yeah.
They say, oh no, what Jesus was saying, only parts of the Pharisees' teachings.
Aha!
Wow.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You see?
Oh yeah. So you're allowed to do that one, aren't you?
Right.
You're allowed to do that one, huh?
They don't have a problem with general or partial confirmation. But when it comes to the Quran,
they understand it. They understand it.
Exactly. So
there's the key verse as well. I mean, maybe it can play into with Matthew 23. But the other verse, which is very common, oft repeated, which is that I have not come to do away the law and the prophets. I've come to affirm them.
Yeah.
But obviously, they'll say, "Oh, there's exceptions to the rule, though, isn't it?"
Right.
Okay. So if you accept this thing here, right, for yourselves, then you cannot come and tell us, "Oh, this, that, and
that's
never."
true, because the Quran hasn't come to abolish it, but affirm the parts that are true.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Matthew 23 is more explicit because it doesn't just mention the law; it mentions the Pharisaic interpretation of the law. It's more specific. It echoes Deuteronomy because in Deuteronomy Moses says, if you're in doubt or if you have a dispute when it comes to legal rulings, go to the Sanhedrin, go to the Levites, go to the teachers who are in authority, and whatever they instruct you, that do and observe. Do not disobey them. Jesus reiterates the same thing. It's as if he's quoting Deuteronomy. He says, the Pharisees, who are the interpretive, body, Josephus says that the majority of the Jews were Pharisees in the first century. You have the small Sadducees, who are the elites and the rich, who controlled the temple, had no relations with the Romans, right? But these Pharisees, we know what they believed, we know what they taught, and it's not Christian. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
So Jesus confirms what the Pharisees believed. But
okay, so now let me ask you this before we
before
we end the stream. Let me ask you a couple questions. Then we've kind of gone through the main arguments, so let's repeat them. We said the main arguments is that it's not a general confirmation to all the biblical text.
Yeah.
That it's when it says, for example, Torah and Injil is talking about those aspects which have been preserved. Then we talked about totem pro parte, which is itlaq al-khul al-juz. We talked about the examples in the Quran. We talked about the linguistic aspects. And then the main thrust of the argument, we said that there's conscious corrections, okay? And that we've gave maybe about 4 or 5 examples of the conscious corrections of the Quran to the biblical text. The author of the Quran was aware of what was in the biblical text, and then he consciously corrected. For example, in chapter 50, وَمَا مَسَّنَا مِن لُغُوبٍ is clearly, or that I did not grow tired from the creation of the heavens and earth in 6 days. That's clear repudiation and correction of the Exodus verse, which said that God, was refreshed, etc., after he rested, etc. So we've given many examples of that. Now, my question to you is, what are the top 3 objections that you've heard to this argument or our response, and how would you deal with them?
Okay, I'm being honest, there aren't 3 objections. There's only one possible objection. Okay, there's only one possible objection.
Yeah.
The one, or maybe a couple, I'll go through them. They could say that when it comes to things like, and no fatigue touched us, we created the heavens and earth in 6 days and no fatigue touched us. They say, look, God, he's not, correcting the Torah Rather, he's explaining it. He's interpreting what it says, right? And they could refer to the works of Jacob of Sarug, who says something similar, that when God, it's Syriac tradition, when God created the heavens in 6 days, right? That no fatigue touched him. He wasn't tired. This wasn't something that you can't attribute this to God. So
the one that sounded interesting, and we kind of spoke about this on the phone as well.
Yeah.
Which was, I would say that's a really weak interrogation. Like, I don't think anyone will be convinced. Yeah. Where he sounded, I've heard him say this before. I've seen a clip of him. Someone put it on my Twitter saying this, and it sounds, on face value, it sounds like an interesting interrogation, which is, he says that, well, there's a verse in what Paul says, maybe it's Corinthians, I cannot remember the book that you maybe
First Corinthians, yeah.
First Corinthians, right?
Yeah.
Where he says that what no eyes have seen, no ears have heard, and that has no mind can comprehend. Right. And then they connect it to a hadith of the Prophet, and they say, وَمَا خَطَرَ عَلَى قَلْبِ بَشَرٍ, that no, same formulation, no eyes, no ears, but this one's heart, it has not got, no heart that can comprehend. And so the argument from their side is, well, this is clearly, they say, the author of the Quran, in their case, they think it's Muhammad, or the author of the hadith in this case, because it's not in the Quranic verse, it's hadith. They say the author, he copied it from Paul, and since Paul had no connection, he was someone who came afterwards, why would he have this? So what's the best response from your perspective on this?
Yeah, so this is actually an interesting one. So here they try to give a parallel intertext between Paul and the Quran to show that, look, even the hadith, very Quranic author, he's confused. He's taken from Pauline literature. He's taken from anything he hears. Now, the problem is, and Sam Shimon, he blunders on this, is, well, we'll start, it's many layers. Number one, Paul says, as it is written. So Paul is quoting something else. As a matter of fact, Origen of Alexandria comments on this, and he says, Paul is quoting from Lost Apocrypha. Right? Then it doesn't stop there. We have a similar reference in Isaiah, right? Where this language, no eyes have seen, no ears heard, and you get the point. Also,
and it's also the Gospel of Thomas, right?
Right. You have this being attributed to Jesus in saying 17 of the Gospel of Thomas. Don't confuse it with the later Gnostic infancy Gospel of Thomas. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the first century Logion. It's a collection of 114 sayings. Very early. As a matter of fact, some scholars date it to even before Mark, right? It's an independent tradition from the Synoptics, from Q. It's his own strain of tradition. And saying number 17, this is attributed to Jesus, where he says that the believers, as a reward in paradise, will get what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, what no heart was never come into any human heart, what no mind has ever imagined. Okay, so the Quran is not quoting Paul. Rather, Paul is quoting.
This is a hadith by you keep.
Sorry.
Sorry, just a correction. It's وَمَا خَطَرَ عَلَى قَلْبِ بَشَرٍ is a hadith.
It's a hadith, and there's a reference in the Quran as well.
Which one?
In Surah Al-A'raf, I believe.
But it's not it's not like this formulation.
I think it's similar. I don't remember, but the point is it's there, right, in the hadith, and that's the closer.
The hadith is very close. Yeah,
exactly. It's, I think, Sahih al-Bukhari 7498. 7498. Yeah, that's it. So they say, well, look, the Quran is copying from Paul. That's not the case, because Paul is quoting something else. As a matter of fact, this very idea exists in Plutarch 500 years before Paul. So I guess Paul was copying from Greek texts at this point, and they shouldn't have a problem with this, because their very own New Testament authors quote Apocrypha. They quote material from the Assumption of Moses. For example, in Jude, there's a story about how Moses' body is being fought over by two angels. Now, this is not in the Torah. It's not in Exodus. It's not in Deuteronomy, Leviticus, Numbers, right? But you know where it is? It's in an earlier apocryphal text called the Assumption of Moses. Origen says Jude is quoting from the Assumption of Moses. You also have Paul, where he mentions that the two magicians at the time of Moses were called Jannes and Jambres. That's not in the Torah. But you know where it is? It's an apocryphal text called the Apocrypha of Janus and Jambres, right? Where the two magicians are identified.
And there was something that we were discussing on the phone, which I found was very, very interesting as well. You mentioned Gregory Reynolds, and he's an Orientalist, an anti-Muslim Orientalist. Yeah. And he was saying that the intertextuality between the books of Paul and the Quran Hadith was very low, in fact. Can you expand on that?
No. So Gabriel Reynolds was making so what I was telling you is Gabriel Reynolds was trying to make the case that the Quran has many intertexts with Pauline literature. But if you actually check everything, there's no connection. You'd have to reach so much to make that parallel. As a matter of fact, most of these things exist outside of Paul in the Hebrew Bible, right? The only one, and that's what I was going to come to, right? The only one good intertext is what we just spoke about, right? It's almost identical there. But that even doesn't come from Paul. Now, what's interesting is, right, as a counter argument, if the author, right, is hearing random traditions and he's confused, right? He's just taking whatever he hears and he's thinking it's scripture, right? This is implausible. Why? Because we see that the Quran has so much word for word intertext with gospel material, right? Yeah. With parables of Christ, right? So the Quran feels no problem to have gospel material, but it doesn't use Pauline literature at all. It doesn't use Pauline material at all. So now, if the New Testament is composed of mostly Pauline and pro-Pauline literature, why is it, or how is it that the Quran almost systematically filters that out and gospel literature?
So this is an excellent argument, because what you're saying is this: when you look at the books of Paul and you look at the Quran, you do not find that much intertext.
Nothing.
You find nothing. In fact, you find zero intertext. Yeah. Now the point is this: if you did find that, you could still argue Paul got it from from another source. You could still make that argument. But the lack of mentions or intertext between Paul's literature and the Quran indicates that the author of the Quran, because they try and propose or suppose that Muhammad was basically hearing this stuff because he couldn't have had access to the manuscript, right? And read it and know what was Paul's works. Once again, he didn't have GPT with him. He didn't have GPT with him, did he? Yeah. You know what's Paul's works and what's not Paul's works and what was Paul's words and what was this words. If he copied it, the only plausible thing to say is that he heard it from somebody, etc., right? So the point is this: how come you don't find the intertext between the Quran and the Pauline literature? This is actually the Christian conundrum. Would you agree?
Absolutely. It's crazy because the Quran has so much intertext with the Hebrew Bible.
Yes.
So much intertext with the gospel literature, right?
Yes.
Especially the synoptic tradition.
Yes.
Right? Which is more historical than John's literature, the Johannine literature, right? But you have absolutely no intertext with Pauline literature, which proves that the Quran systematically approaches the Torah and the gospel, right? It's not doing it randomly. It's not taking random things. There is a systematic approach, right? That's point number one. Okay. Point number two, another proof is that nobody could deny, even Orientalists will say this, the Quran has a systematic approach when it comes to freeing the prophets from major sins.
Yes.
Now, this is not once or twice. It happens over and over and over and over again. If the Quran if the author is just hearing random traditions and just nodding them down without he's confused, right? You wouldn't find such a systematic approach of absolving prophets of major sins. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you have this systematic approach in the Quran, which proves conscious edits, that he's aware of the content, and while being aware, he chooses to edit it. Now, whether the edit is true or false, or whether it's correct or wrong, it's besides the point. We're not taught, it has nothing to do with Islamic dilemma. The point is, if the author is aware of the text, yet he disagrees with the text, the Islamic dilemma fails, right? And one last objection, which is the main one,
Yes.
They'll say, look, well, he's not necessarily editing anything.
Yes.
He's just hearing those traditions that are distinct or different from the mainstream tradition, and he's noting them down, right? Or he's hearing things that he's editing, right? But he doesn't know that it's Torah and gospel, so he feels free to, just edit it as he pleases. Now the argument is this. Now, whether there's no evidence of this, but let's go with that. If he's hearing things and he doesn't know if it's Torah and gospel, so he feels free to edit it.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that the author risks, because he knows it could be from the Torah and the gospel, right?
Yeah.
What he's hearing. So if he knows it could be from the Torah and the gospel, yet he feels at ease and free to edit it, then he is risking editing material that could come from the Torah and the gospel. So he doesn't need to even know that it's Torah and gospel.
That's right.
If he edits it freely, while in his own book he claims that he has no contradictions, we would expect that he is very careful in what he edits. But because he edits the material,
see, look, subhanAllah, every argument against Islam ends up being an argument for it.
Can you repeat that?
Yes.
Before that, I want to add the hadith into this discussion, okay? Which is, I think, a very important hadith here of Ibn Abbas. It's in Bukhari, actually. Yeah. So they try and suppose that nobody had this view. I think this is a lot of them do this, right? As if we all believe that the Bible today, or the Torah and Injil, in all of its, every scholar in Islamic history believed that it's fully preserved, which is absolutely, as we've mentioned, false. As we've read, I can even read it in Arabic here. Look, Ibn Hajar mentions, for example, وقد صرح كثير من أصحابنا بأن اليهود والنصارى بدلوا التوراة والإنجيل وفرعوا على ذلك جواز امتحان أوراقها. Actually, this is what Ibn Hajar says in Fath al-Bari, which is very interesting. He says that our friends, our companions, meaning the Shafi'is, right, said that both the Jews and the Christians have distorted their texts, and they changed it. Yes. وَفَرَّعُوا عَلَى ذَلِكَ, and they even, so it came out that the hukum, he's saying, the Shafi'i say, you can desecrate it. That's how bad it is. Some verse of the Bible, you can desecrate them. امتحان أوراقها. Now, obviously, we wouldn't do that to how many of our Christians. But he's just saying this is the extent to it. Now, Ibn Abbas says the following, Bukhari hadith. In Bukhari, Ibn Abbas was considered to be huge companion in terms of knowledge of the Quran. He said this: why do you ask the people of the scripture about anything while your book, the Quran, which has been revealed to Allah's messenger, is newer and the latest? You read it pure, undistorted, and unchanged, and Allah has told you that the people of the scriptures, Jews and Christians, changed their scripture and distorted it and wrote the scripture with their own hands. It is from Allah. To sell it for a little gain. Does not the knowledge which has come to you prevent you from asking them about anything? No, by Allah, we have seen any man from among them regarding what has been revealed to you. Okay. Now, this is clear to me. And just like that, I was explaining to the guys that I know there's difference of opinion, that some scholars, we have to admit and agree, because some people undermine it too much and they say they don't admit and agree, that there are some scholars who believed in a preserved Torah and Injil at the time of the Prophet. Okay, we admit that. There are some scholars who believe that. But there are other scholars, and we've just read now, Ibn Hajar clearly saying that there's other scholars that said, no, the Torah and Injil have been changed in entirety. Ibn Hazm is another good example of that. Ibn Kathir is a great example of that in chapter 5, verse 13, 14, 15. Yeah, he mentions clearly, I can read it out if somebody wants. I can read, no problem. Let me give you an example, right? So I've got these quotations, yeah? Like, okay, this is a Tabari, actually. He says, what? فَأَلْحَقُوا فِي كِتَابِ اللَّهِ. They brought in, وَأَحْدَثُوا مِنْ كِتَابِ اللَّهِ. They brought into Allah, Allah's book, that which is not in it, okay? This is, by the way, a tafsir of chapter 3, verse 78. وَإِنَّ فَرِيقًا مِّنْهُمْ لا يلوون ألسنتهم بالكتاب لتحسبوه من الكتاب وما هو من الكتاب ويقولون هو من عند الله وما هو من عند الله ويفترون على الله الكذب وهم يعلمون. Yeah, this is chapter 3 verse 78. Now I know there are some people that say tahrifun ma'nawiyyun, etc., etc. It's not interpreted, but there are other scholars who say no, actually this is a tahrif lafzi. They use the Quran. Now, Jam'ul Adillah, the scholars of Islam, they look at what you call Jam'ul Adillah. They bring all the dalil together and they come to conclusion. Like, for example, chapter 2, verse 79. فويل للذين يكتبون الكتاب بأيديهم ثم يقولون هذا من عند الله ليشتروا به ثمنا قليلا فويل لهم مما كتبت أيديهم وويل لهم مما يكسبون. That verse very clearly is talking about some kind of change going on. At-Tabari mentions, as you know, that it's tahrifun lafzi. It's actually a word change. Yes, this applies only to the Jews in this verse, but there is precedent in the Quran. So when the scholars look at all of it, they realize, okay, this is tahrifun lafzi. There are some scholars, probably the minority, I haven't done an istiqra, to be honest, but it's very difficult to do istiqra, which is to look at every single scholar, what their opinion is. Some scholars considered that there was a preserved Torah and Injil at the time of the Prophet Muhammad, that there was some kind of preserved one. I find that that's a very unusual opinion, to be honest with you, and there's no manuscript or historical evidence for that one. What's easier is just to say itlaq al-kull al-juz, which is to say itlaq al-kull al-juz, is to say that the Quran, just like in human language, it uses the whole to signify the part in many places. And I gave the examples. They put their fingers in their ears. It's not the whole finger you're putting in. It's a part of the finger. That's one. Another one is fas'alul qarya. And there are many, many examples. They're not coming to my mind right now. But there are many examples of Quran where the juz' is, or the part, the whole is being used to signify a part. Let me give you an example. The people maybe will benefit from an example. Is it jaiz? Is it allowed? Yeah. If I'm reading just Surah Al-Falaq, just say I'm reading if Ali Dawah is reading Surah Al-Falaq, is it jaiz? Is it allowed for me to read the Quran?
Absolutely.
Of course it is. If he's just reading Surah Al-Falaq, one aspect of the Quran, one small surah of the Quran, if I say he's reading the Quran, okay. فَلْيَحْكُمْ أَهْلُ الْإِنْجِيلِ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ كَافِرُونَ ظَالِمُونَ. All of those verses that indicate that there's some aspect of Torah that is still intact, or some law that's still intact, no problem, akhi. We don't have an issue. Totem pro parte. Totem pro parte is using the whole to signify a part. This is an established principle in language. England won the football match. Not everybody in England won the football match. America won the gold medal. Or the Americans won, USA won the gold medal. It doesn't mean everyone has got a gold medal around the neck in the United States of America, 300 million people. It's dumb. Yeah. So people need to understand that in order to find a contradiction in something, there has to be no interpretation which violates that. There's a makhraj, there's a ta'wil, يحتمل التأويل. There's no interpretation. There's only one interpretation, قطعي. If you want an undercut of Islam, you cannot have something with multiple interpretations.
Not only that, Surah A'la. So for example, when you read the surah towards the ends, Allah talks about many things, etc. Then it comes to verse 70, and then it says, although the hereafter is better than and more lasting. This is indeed written in the former ancient scriptures and the scriptures of Ibrahim and Musa, which means what? That the things that Allah mentions Surah Ala, they're saying the similar things were written in the previous scriptures, which Allah's affirming that this here may have been in the previous scriptures.
Exactly.
So Allah talks about that in many places as well.
You're absolutely right, akhi.
Do you think we should get some Christian callers?
I don't know if there's anyone that
Do you think if there is anyone, what do you think?
What do you think, Orthodox? You want to take a couple of callers?
That's fine. I'm no problem. Yeah.
Any Christian who wants to talk about this so-called Christian conundrum can come out, and Orthodox is going to have a good time, and Ali maybe as well. But let's say I want Orthodox. I want the people to see Orthodox's debating skills because he's very good, mashallah. Let's get maybe one or two guys. We could call it
only Christian guys, no Muslims, please. No Muslims.
Not even just Christian. It could be a Jew, could be atheist, anybody who thinks this is a good argument. No problem, please.
So if there's any Christians watching this,
this is the main argument: anti-Islamic apologetics. This is the main argument. This is they think this undoes Islam. They think this is the strongest argument against Islam. The guy came on PPT podcast and said, if you want to really undo Islam, it's got to be this. Grapus is using it. Apis, he told me, Libyana was telling me they're all using it.
But they're not that confident. He didn't turn up. None of them turned up today. None of them turned up. Well, it can't be the best argument, bro. How are you going to come to the fight with your best argument? You don't even come to the fight.
This is the best argument. This is the best argument. Let's see if See, no, subhanallah, no,
There's no one coming.
no one's coming on.
No one's coming. That's not the best argument.
I think they no. Do you know what? Just submit.
We will not let you
Yeah,
on.
you gotta show your face. You gotta
And
show
not
your
only that,
face.
bro. Not only that.
Yeah,
Tell
you
him to do a specific sign because they use images. Like,
Yeah, do a specific sign. Show your face
Nice.
and do your sign. Yeah,
do this.
do this for Insta Shimon. Do this. Do this.
Only Christians, no Muslims, guys. Please, we don't want Muslims
Oh,
coming.
it could be Christian, Jew, anything, atheist.
Christian, atheist, Jew, whatever it is for that matter, inshallah.
Anyone who wants to use this argument.
How many people watching that? 2,100 amazing
come
people
on.
watching. Inshallah, subscribe to the Orthodox Muslim channel, guys. If you want to watch more debates and discussions and learn about Christianity,
Orthodox
the
Muslim.
Orthodox Muslim.
And
Check them out on
responds.
TikTok. Dean responds.
Dean responds. Yeah.
Responds as well. Orthodox Muslim on TikTok, on
And
YouTube.
Ali Dawah.
Ali needs dawah is here with Muhammed Hijab
And Zishan
Zishan Niqab. Let's go, guys. Okay.
And John Fontaine.
John Fontaine, the whole of Hisham, Hashim,
Daniel
Mansour,
Hakikaju.
everybody. Daniel Hakikaju.
And what's his
No, Jake, metaphysician.
Jake Mephision.
Jake metaphysician.
responds.
Farid responds. Alhamdulillah. They're
He's
very,
very
very
good.
sorry. Very good.
Very good
very
hadith,
good.
isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. He's fantastic.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
Amr Sulaiman.
Ustad Omar Suleiman, yep. So my
MashaAllah.
Mufti Meng for heart warmers. You
Yeah.
know, alhamdulillah. You know, half
Noman Ali.
softeners. Noman Khan is called the Quran. Alhamdulillah.
very good.
Yes, very good Quran. I've heard that from him as well.
Zakir Naik.
Yes, alhamdulillah. And yeah, please don't mention someone. Won't even go there.
The top one is
No,
Ahmed Didat.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wallah.
Yeah. So I would say 100%.
Well, I was just watching.
He inspired me.
I was actually watching my son. His debates. We were both really enjoying it, man.
Yeah.
He was the man. Wallah. He was the original. He was the. He made this all possible for us.
100%.
May Allah
Bro,
give him reward,
he
wallah.
I mean, he gave me the confidence. I'll be honest with you, man. He amazed me actually when I was looking into
Yeah,
Islam. He
he's
amazed me with his
brilliant guy.
confidence. I was like,
Amazing,
what's
amazing. Zakir Naik as well. Zakir Naik as well. Come in.
Okay, this guys. Look, in the next 1-2 minutes, if nobody comes, we're going to end the
Caller,
show.
yeah.
But we'll wave one caller.
Oh, someone's come. Look, okay, he's taking his glasses off. He's taking his glasses. Come on.
Why is he
Yo, what's up?
What's up? What's going on?
Wait, am I even on?
Alright, yes, yeah.
By the way, guys.
Israel,
By
yeah.
the way, I'm sorry, guys. I'm Muslim. I just had to.
Oh, okay, okay.
La
say
I
ilaha-
was getting excited. Second.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh. No, we love you, brother.
Yeah.
That was Zishan that did that.
Zishan did that,
Sorry,
we did it.
but we've got limited time.
You
We
done
got
it.
limited time. We love you,
Dishan done it.
brother.
Blame Dishan. Unsubscribe to his channel. Smart Agenda.
Yes. Oh, of course. Smart
Who's this?
agenda.
Who's this man? Is this a new person?
Smart agenda.
Guys, show your faces, please, and do the thing sign, Shimon sign.
Who else we got? Who else should we endorse today? Who else has got good stuff?
No, let's stop there before we start endorsing. Already been endorsed on
Yeah? Who else? Who else should we endorse? So no one wants to come. Oh, Chris, come on, Chris.
Chris?
Is that the guy from Speaker's Corner?
Oh, no, he's something interesting.
Come on, Chris.
Boring,
How are you,
Chris.
Chris? Put your face on there. I want to
Come on.
see you.
Come on, Chris. You want something? I'll give it to you.
Oh, he's a good man. I think is he respectful? He is. isn't
Nah,
he?
he's not.
Oh, is he not?
None of them. None of them.
He's a respectful man.
No.
he not?
I disrespect you.
I've seen him a couple of times.
All right, guys. Who's coming next? We're gonna end it.
Just
We're gonna
put your finger. The plumber's there. Oh my God, the plumber! Akhi, let's bring the plumber on straight. Show your camera first. Show your camera. Are you the plumber? Are you the guy? Are you the guy? Are you the guy that apparently did this awful act? Huh? Show us your camera. Show us your face, plumber.
No, it's gone.
All right.
I think no one's coming. Shit. I mean,
Oh, there's a guy there. Look,
is this the most?
there's a guy there. No, but he might be. They say amen as well.
It might be a.
No Muslims. We need somebody. This is too much for them. I think.
Yeah, they can't deal with it. But that's terrible.
I wouldn't come on.
That's it, that's it.
I wouldn't come on. This
Yeah.
is too much.
How many people watching?
2,200.
2,200. If you want to donate to the Salah project,
Go ahead, bro.
go to the Salah.
Yeah, bro. This is the mats. Wallah, these mats are.
See someone. else do Salah.
Wallah, it's a great deed.
Download the Salah.
No one
wait,
can say.
Download the Salah Pro app.
It's a
Free,
great
no
deed.
ads. Qibla Finder, you name it, everything.
It's
free.
amazing. It's such a sadaqah jariyah.
He's
It's amazing.
he's one of the founders. He's one of the founders.
Yeah, inshallah, I get
Inshallah, 100%.
rewarded for that.
But inspired by you.
Yeah.
Not like the Holy Spirit, but you know. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Bismillah. Okay, who do we have? Is that somebody there?
Yeah. Let's see.
Is that Jonathan?
Is it John Fontaine?
Jonathan the second.
I like John Fontaine. You know.
Jonathan, yeah, he came with
He's a
something
good
out
guy. I
to
saw him the other day.
All right, let's go, guys. Bismillah.
Sabur Ahmed is also someone
Yeah,
to endorse.
he-
Bro,
he came
the
to-
main person to endorse Hamza's sources.
Oh yeah, 100%. So Hamza's,
Hamza's
yeah,
sources, bro.
yeah.
Come
His
on,
book, Divine
Reality,
Divine
man.
Reality.
Divine
Oh,
Reality.
100%.
This is the book. I went to Turkey with him recently.
Yeah.
Bro, the people were on. They loved him.
Yeah, of course.
They loved him, and they all have the book in Turkey.
Yeah, the Ottomans.
He's a brilliant guy.
He's
Very honourable man.
Yes, mashallah. May Allah bless him.
Yeah, also all the people in Sapiens. They're fantastic people, aren't they?
Except you.
How about Sheikh Haytham?
Oh, Sheikh Haytham. He's a gem of the gems.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Is he here next Thursday?
Say him?
Thursday?
Yeah. We're doing a series with Sheikh Haytham Haddad.
Yeah.
A beautiful series.
Yeah.
It's such amazing. You got to make sure you come to that.
I'm definitely coming to that.
It's going to be on the Sapiens YouTube page.
Yeah. Right. Fantastic.
All right, guys. Is there anything else? Is there any other are there any other objections that you think that is worth kind of going over now with this particular Christian?
Yeah. I just wanted, because you talked about some early people who believe that, or said, or have an opinion attributed to them that the Torah and the Gospel are preserved. Okay. Now we know that this idea that the Torah and the Gospel are textually corrupted, this idea is preserved in non-Muslim sources very early on, right? So we have.
There's a guy there. Sorry to cut you off, bro. Now, actually, finish your point. There's a guy called GG. Is there?
Sure.
No, but just let him. Yeah,
you could just bring him up. Yeah.
She'll bring it. Before we bring him on, a couple of other guys. Othman Farouk, he's brilliant as well.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Who else we got? Muslim Lantern. But I like the guy, mashallah. He's, I spoke to him.
He's mashallah very good.
Who else we got? I can't mention everyone, guys. I might forget. Wallahi.
Mansour Hashim.
Mansour Hashim. These are the top. These are the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
These are the guys that are consistent, akhi. These are the top, man.
Yeah.
Mashallah. Abdurrahim Green.
Oh yeah.
As well.
Yeah, pioneers.
Abbas. Yeah. Well, I like this guy. Dr. Imran. He actually helps me with medical stuff as well.
Really?
Yeah. The guy is free of charge. Nothing. He's amazing guy. And to be fair, like you guys, and Dean, they spent a lot of time speaking to me about this thing.
Yeah.
Bring them GG. Go ahead, GG. You have 2 minutes to make your point. Go ahead.
It's Jason Burns. I've debated you years ago, Muhammad.
Yeah, I know you. How you doing, man? Long time, Joseph. Long time. How's life?
Are you all right? I won't come on. I'll just come on a minute.
Oh, you all right? Yeah. How's the family? How's everyone?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I want you to go head to head with Orthodox Muslim.
This guy's come on my channel before.
He's a nice guy. I don't think he was rude, is he?
Well, he's not rude, but he's a little bit insufferable.
All right. Do you know what, Jason? No. Let's be nice to him. He's very respectful now. Let's get 2 minutes to Jason. Jason, right?
Yeah.
Is it top G, Jason?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 2 minutes uninterrupted. Please go ahead.
If you read this book here, The Sealed Nectar, it's by Sarif Rahman. Can't pronounce his name, but it's a really good biography of Muhammad. There is a map which he shows here. If you look at the map, on the side there where Medina is and Mecca, all the trade routes are there, and there was trade routes going up to Ethiopia, Egypt, Byzantine Empire. So number one, there was all these tribes, different tribes, Jewish tribes and Christian tribes, even like 100 years before Muhammad, and then coming up to Muhammad. And they were well in contact with people who knew Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and the Torah of the 5 books of Moses. So that's the historical background of the time of Muhammad. Secondly, in this book here, Bukhari, it's the edited version, chapter 1. There's a talk about the Byzantine king who they met in Jerusalem, and the companions met in Jerusalem, and so they would have met Christians who had who would have had the 4 Gospels there. Then there are companions, people, for example, when Muhammad came from the cave, he met a monk, and the monk confirmed that he was a prophet. And he was doing translation, I think, of the Gospels in Hebrew. So you have all this context where you have this historical context of people believing in the 5 books of Moses and Torah, the four Gospels all over.
Jason, just finish the sentence, Jason.
So you've got all this. So you've got to provide a manuscript. It's not God saying to us, show us the evidence. All the historical evidence is there. You've got to deal with history, not just the Islamic.
Thank you very much for that.
But the history.
Orthodox, please respond to this man.
So I don't know if GG podcast, maybe you're a bit confused, sir, but we don't think that there is an alternative Torah and gospel. As a matter of fact, we generally confirm the Torah and the gospel in the hands of the Jews and the Christians in the 7th century. I agree that they were probably reading Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, or maybe something like the Diatessaron of Tatian. And the Torah was the 5 books, and the Torah is also used equivocally in the Quran. For example, Isaiah 42 is quoted as the Torah. But yeah, sir, just get to the point. Yes, the Torah and the Gospel are the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The Torah is generally the Old Testament books. What's the argument now?
So you're gonna do circular reasoning, because the Quran tells you to go and read the Quran tells you to go and read the Injil and the Torah to check if Muhammad is a true prophet. So if you go to the patriarch Timothy, who was around about 771, and the debates between the Caliph and the patriarch there, that one of the things, the debates that they were saying is, they were saying that the Caliph of that time was saying that Muhammad is in the Bible.
Yeah.
And then the patriarch said, no, he's not. So the argument then came from the Caliph and the scholars of that time. Well, the Bible must have been changed. So now you're involved in circular reasoning, because if you do go back to the Bible, if you're saying, wait a minute, you're saying
just hold on a second. Just hold on a second. What's the circle?
The circle is
I don't think you know what circular reasoning is.
The circle is the Quran is true because the Quran is true. That's
no, I didn't say the Quran is true because the Quran is true.
It is because what you do.
I never made that claim.
No, but this is the logical conclusion of what you're doing.
Muhammad Hijab, have you heard an argument yet? Still waiting for an argument.
No, I'm not going to get involved in this, because
I
want you to go finish him off. Sorry, just finish this off. It'll take about, I think, 1 more minute with Mr. Jason.
I think he's arguing.
He's a nice brother. I think he's been very respectful. I want to keep it very respectful, Mr. Jason.
Yeah, he's only arguing with you. He's arguing with you.
So Gigi, is there an argument? Because I didn't make the assertion that the Quran is true because the Quran is true. Rather, you're making that assertion. Now, are you trying to say that the Quran itself doesn't say the Torah and the Gospel are textually corrupted? Is that what you're saying?
I think the Quran, if you look at the overall verses of the Quran, and even the verse that you were quoting, I was just looking at the scholars on the that you were referring to. If you go to Surah 378, I was just looking at all the scholars while you were talking.
Before Surah,
not one of them, not one of those scholars.
Before you quote any verse, can I know your assertion? Are you saying that the Quran is saying that the Torah and the Gospel are not textually corrupted?
I'm saying that the Quran teaches clearly that the Bible has not been corrupted. There are many verses.
Perfect.
The verse that you were quoting in your conversation, I looked at all the tafsir just now, and they're all saying.
Just wait. I didn't quote any verse.
Let me just finish.
But I didn't quote a verse. You're dealing with things that I didn't mention a verse.
No,
so
I'm using.
Now we got just one second. We got the assertion. Now I understand your claim. Let's deal with the claim. All right. Here's my response. Now I want this to be a flowing conversation. Does the Quranic author interact with material found in the Torah and the Gospel? Gigi?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, for example, when he's narrating the story found in Exodus, was it Exodus 3 or 4? In Exodus, you have an identical narration there. So in Exodus, it says, Moses, pick up the stick, or throw the stick, turns into a snake, pick it back up, turns back into a stick, put your hand in your cloak. Moses puts his hand in his cloak. Take it out. So up until here, the Torah and the Quran are identical in what they narrate. regarding the story. Now, the Torah says when Moses took out his hand, it came out white and leprous. It was blemished. The Quran says it came out white and not leprous. Do you agree that the Quran consciously edits Exodus?
Right. Can I answer in my own words now, please?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. When you read those verses, there is obviously editing, but you're making a historical fallacy. And the historical fallacy that you're making is you have to provide evidence, manuscript evidence. The manuscript evidence before the Quran is we don't have any manuscripts, the Dead Sea Scrolls, whatever, of these editing that you're saying. Okay, so we have that evidence before, and you're making a historical mistake that you're not providing any manuscript evidence for this editing in terms of Hebrew manuscripts or any other manuscripts.
Okay.
We have the manuscripts before.
Okay, cool.
I think also before use the word, if you use the word.
One sec, let me just say something. So, yeah. Gigi, do you agree, before we get into whether the correction is right or wrong historically, do you agree the author consciously edits Exodus?
When you say consciously edited, I would refine it and say that I wouldn't use the word edited. I would like to use the word, a word would be partly plagiarized, and then.
But he's aware of
legendary elements.
Right? He's aware of it, and he disagrees with it, right?
Oh yes, I would agree with that. Yes.
All right. Thank you for conceding the Islamic dilemma. You disagreed that the author is aware of the text, yet he disagrees with what the text says, right?
Right.
Thank you for conceding the Islamic dilemma.
I don't see where
you just told us that the Quranic author thinks everything in the Torah and the Gospel is true. Then you just now conceded that the Quran disagrees with what the Torah and the Gospel say consciously. So he doesn't think that everything in there is true.
Jason, have you got any final points on this?
Okay, the point that I would get is you're missing a larger volume of scholarship and the totality of the scholarship. You're taking one verse and you're making that point. I would say if you read Surah 348, Surah 66:12, I've got all these verses here at the back of my Quran, and what I would say is, in my mind, this is my theory, is that Muhammad or the editors, they were hearing from different Christians, and they took various bits of it, and some of it they misunderstood, and they put that in it. So you have Gnostic Gospels are actually quoted at the end. That's
tangential. You're not interacting with what I'm saying.
No, I am. What I'm trying to say is your argument fails.
Gigi, you don't even understand your own premise. You are asserting that the Torah and the Gospel, according to the Quranic author, are preserved, inspired, and true. You just now conceded, and I don't even think you realize, it went over your head, that the author hears a tradition that Moses took out his hand and it was blemished. Is that correct?
I hear what you're saying, but you're not hearing what I'm saying.
Answer me yes. I'm continuing.
I understand. We get the editing.
Just wait. He takes out his hand and it's blemished. Correct, Gigi?
Yeah, but you don't understand what I'm saying.
And does he disagree with that?
I'll answer you, but can I answer Muhammad Hijab after he said that, please?
Yeah, please go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you call it, Libiano? Let him say what he needs to say.
Sure.
Can I just answer you, and then I'll listen to what you got to say?
Sure.
Wait a minute. You got all this scholarship of Jesus and the Torah in many surahs. Surah 348 is an example. Then you've got scholarship about Torah and the Gospel that is unchanged in Surah 30, 34, 31. There's a whole chunk of scriptures there, and then you got another scriptures of Muhammad the Quran quotes and appeals to the Torah and the Gospels in Surah 53:3. So you've got about 30 scriptures here that are quoting the Injil and Torah. So I believe that there was a clear understanding of the four Gospels. However, I believe there were other people around who were giving stories to Muhammad, and he took them as well, and he changed and edited certain things. But he had a clear understanding of the four Gospels and Torah, because in the Christian paradigm in Ethiopia and Egypt and other places, they had this idea of Torah and gospel. So yes, there was Torah and gospel, and yes, there was editing, but that doesn't prove your point that it wasn't confirming the four gospels. It doesn't give you that point, because it affirms the four gospels. There was this editing. The reason there was editing, because they were getting lots of more stories. So I would say Muhammad, forgive me, or his editors were like DJs mixing it. That's what I would say.
Sounds good. By the way, Nicholas Sinai says your view is outdated. Okay, that's number one. So the very Orientalist scholarship you're appealing to, Nicholas Sinai says that view is outdated. Nobody takes it seriously anymore. That's point number one. Point number two, even granted, you have now abandoned the Islamic dilemma. The Islamic dilemma is the assertion that the Torah and the gospel are, according to the author, are preserved textually. But you just now admitted to us here, that the author is disagreeing with the text. So he can't be preserving it, or he can't be thinking that it's absolutely preserved. Now let's see what Nicholas Sinai says. He says, right here in his book, The Quran, A Historical Critical Introduction, on page 142, he says, reading it almost instinctively alongside the Bible and biblically based traditions, 19th and early 20th century European scholars did not always succeed in resisting the temptation to view the Islamic scripture as a derivative text that was either found to replicate earlier ideas or else dismissed as inadvertently garbling them. Such reductionism can now squarely be regarded as outdated, just as the writings compiled in the Hebrew Bible harness and deployed ideas current in their environment in order to articulate the distinctive and theological, anthropological messages, so that the Quran proceeds in relation to earliest Jewish and Christian lore. This does not, however, invalidate the veritable treasure trove of correspondences discovered by Geiger and others. So Nicholas Sinai calls your view outdated. That's point number one. Point number two, do you concede, we just want to hear it clearly, that the author of the Quran disagrees with the text of the Torah and the Gospel?
I just wait for this.
Can we just get that concession right quick?
Yeah. Do you want me to answer?
Yeah. Just a clear answer. Does the author disagree with traditions found in the Torah and the Gospel and consciously change them?
Can I just say, why are I allowed to ask questions in the discussion?
Dude,
you're allowed to ask questions, Jason. You can ask whatever you want.
You could ask questions, but you're not dealing with the dilemma. We're talking about the Islamic dilemma.
First of all, let me just answer with Nicholas Sinai. You know, you've got Abbas, you've got Razi, you've got many ancient scholars, Malik, many others that actually say that there was no change in the
This guy's not responding. He's not interacting.
I'm going to respond, but I'm just responding to you.
No, you're not. Dude, you're not. So, with all due respect, you're not interacting with my refutation. Please interact with them.
I'm giving you a refutation.
You're telling me this scholar thought that. No. Okay, that's fine. That's
I'm giving you ancient scholars. You're giving a modern scholar. Your ancient scholars trump your modern scholars.
We just went through this. Muhammad Hijab went through this. Some scholars believe that.
Jason, thank you for coming on. Let's be very nice to Jason, guys. He hasn't shown that much disrespect at all. You know, he's. I think the public can decide. Basically, who made the better points. Thank you, Jason. We'll hopefully see you soon. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
See you later. Bye. We've got Steve here.
He also
hi, Steve. How are you? Wait, Steve. I'm muted, Steve. We can't hear you, Steve. You gotta unmute your mic. How are you, Steve? What country are you calling from? Yeah, what country are you in?
I'm good. I'm calling from Kenya. I'm good.
Where?
I'm calling from Kenya.
Oh, how are you, my friend? Kenya, beautiful country. I want to come and visit you one day.
Yeah, we are good. You are welcome anytime, anyway.
Thank you. Go ahead. Please ask Mr. Libiano any question you like.
So I have a question on about I have so many questions. I will start with the first question, which it says that in the Quran, chapter 19, verse 71. Can you elaborate for me the word wariduha, the meaning there? Because it
Wariduha?
says,
Yeah, this is very simple. I talked about this the other day. The Quran says, وَإِن مِّنكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا كَانَ عَلَى رَبِّكَ حَتْمًا مَقْضِيًّا ثُمَّ نُنْجِي الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا وَنَذَرُ الظَّالِمِينَ فِيهَا جِثِيًّا. Okay, there's two early interpretations regarding this verse. Some said wariduha means to enter it. Others said wariduha means to come close to it. And this is actually the usage in the Quran. Both of them are applicable. The Quran uses the word to approach something, and the Quran also uses the word to enter something. Now, regarding the interpretation that some early scholars, some early Salaf took for enter it, this this idea is that the believers will enter the fire and it will be bardan wa salaman, it will be cold, calm, it will be a beautiful experience, and then God will leave those who are disobedient and take out those who are righteous. Now that's the minority view. The majority
so does
view
it?
that this is talking about crossing over the bridge of Sirat,
Yeah, yeah.
as the Prophet, peace be upon him, mentions in Bukhari.
So does
Does
it
that
mean
answer your
that
question,
all of
Mr. Steve?
yeah? So I want to add something there. So does it mean
Yeah.
that every Muslim will enter
Did you not?
that
Did you not?
Jahannam?
Hey, Steve, did you not hear what I just said? Did you
Yeah,
pay
you said
attention?
that you will enter, but some will be, I
So,
don't
what are the two
know.
views, Steve? Let's see if you were
Okay,
actually listening. What are the two
okay.
views that I mentioned?
You said approaching it and entering it.
All right. So
Yeah.
I already answered that
Can I read the
question, right?
verse?
So why are you asking it again when I answered it already and you just confirmed that you heard?
Let me read the verse here. Okay.
Dude, I already read it
Verse
for you.
71. Okay, let
وإن
me read
منكم
then again.
إلا
So
واردها كان على ربك حتما مقضيا ثم ننجي الذين
let me read
اتقوا
in
ونذر
English.
الظالمين فيها جثيا. And there's not any of you except that you will enter it or cross over it, according to which interpretation you take.
According to the text, there's no
Oh, look,
approaching it.
Sam Shimon. Wait, it says Sam Shimon has entered the studio. Oh, is it? Has he? Oh, sorry.
So let me read the
I was getting excited there.
okay, let me read. And there is none of you except he will enter it. This is upon your Lord and in inevitability decreed. Then we will save those who feared Allah and leave the wrongdoers within it on their knees.
Yep.
So so Allah has decreed every Muslim to go to enter the Jahannam. Then after, then he's going to rescue those who follow him. Then the wrongdoers will be left hobbling
Yeah.
there.
So
So does it mean all of
that's
you?
only
Does it mean?
according. So
Let me make
Steve,
my
that's
point.
only according to the minority view. Okay. And even with that granted, there is a narration attributed to the Prophet where he comments on this verse and he says it will be bardan wa salaman on the believers, meaning that if this is the case, that the believers will enter it, they will not be affected by the heat of the fire, and it will be a good, joyful experience. And then they will be taken out, and those the dhalimin, the unrighteous, those who oppressed themselves by not obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will stay and they will be punished. According to the majority view, this refers to the bridge that everybody crosses over.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Steve. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, yes.
One step before you
Thank
get
you.
rid of
I'll
him,
come and see you in Kenya. Have some good Kenyan
one
food.
step before you get rid of him, Steve. Do you think that Jesus went to hell for 3 days?
No, he went there, but not to suffer.
Okay, he went there. All right, sounds good.
So,
Thank
okay,
you.
so before you drop me,
Thank you for
I have
coming.
He's a nice guy, honestly. He was. I like African people. Yeah, mashallah, exhibit nice humility. You know, it was a pleasure having you on, Orthodox. I wanted people.
What about this guy?
Is another guy?
Yeah, I think he's ex-Muslim, maybe.
No. Okay, hi. Majd. How are you, Majd?
Yeah, it's Majd.
Are you Christian?
I was born Christian.
Are you Muslim?
No.
Okay. Well, do you have a question regarding the Islamic dilemma?
No, I don't have a question regarding that. I think that I heard a lot from Muhammad Hijab, and he says that atheism has nothing to bring to the table, or I would flip it and say that Islam has nothing to bring, and it's ridiculous.
It's okay. No, but today we're not talking about atheism. I'm sorry to say this. Obviously, I'm sure you have some good things to say and all that. What country are you from, Majd?
I'm Syrian.
Algeria?
Syrian.
Syria.
Syrian. How comes you got your name there in Arabic? It says Majd in Arabic.
Yeah, I'm Syrian.
Oh, Syrian. I thought you said Assyrian.
Yeah, he's Syrian.
Did you live in Syria?
No.
No, okay. How are you though? Everything good with you, yeah?
What?
You alright, my friend? Everything is good?
Muhammad Hijab, your mic is disconnected and their mic is louder.
Wait, let's try fix this then.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
By the time you end it.
Yeah.
I can hear someone laughing.
He's fixing it.
Yeah, it's good now. Yeah.
How are you, Majd? Everything good with you, yeah?
How old am I?
No. Everything okay with you? You're a good man, yeah?
What?
Ahlan wa sahlan bik. Ahlan wa sahlan. Come to London. We have some good dinner sometime. Syrian food. I know many places, yeah? You go, yeah. First, we got to give a visa, and then after Islam, no problem. Yeah. We'll give you a couple of da'wah. Yeah, just come. You're very welcome. Inshallah, come down. We have something to eat. We enjoy ourselves. You know what I mean? All this kind of things, and then you can come Muslim again, and then you have a good time in Syria.
I was never Muslim. Thank God.
Oh, okay. You Christian?
I told you I was born Christian.
Oh, sorry. Come to Islam.
You're born a Christian, but you can die a Muslim, Aki.
Come on, we like you.
This is not an attack on Islam. Every religion.
I like you, man. I like you.
No, I don't think.
Majd, why did you say thank God you're not a Muslim? Why is that?
Because
I didn't hear the question.
I think Muslim people are disingenuous.
Interesting. Well, do you have a critique
thank you so much.
Wait,
I'll see you later, yeah?
What does Islam have to offer?
Just remove it, bro. You said what is Islam? What?
Definitely not the Trinity. Definitely not the Trinity. Okay, guys, we need to go now. I got videos. I need to do some videos. Orthodox Muslim, Dean responds. Subscribe. That was all random. Everyone, may Allah bless them, inshallah. Check them out. Libiano, Dean responds. Everyone, alhamdulillah. But brothers and sisters, may Allah bless you guys, inshallah. These brothers are beautiful. They are the future. May Allah bless them. They inspire us. May Allah preserve them, purify their intentions, accept their deeds. And we're waiting for them to come to the UK, London.
Soon, inshallah. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, bro.